So hello everybody, welcome back. So welcome to the 110. This is going to be the number that you are always going to try to watch out for. Or maybe it's 220. I'm not sure, but whatever it is, I am going to tell you a few unexpected things that will be related to this number, hyperinflation, and then different kinds of levels of hell. So anyway, so before I continue, I wanted to remind you a few things. Number one, I'm not a financial advisor. Number two, if you are expecting to, manage hyperinflation and things like that with silver and things like that, I already have videos about that one. So check out that information before you even bother to make decisions based upon, guesses or logic, because I keep telling you in all of my videos that we are not logical. We were never logical. I don't think we will ever be logical. And therefore, you need to understand a few things that are going to rule over everything, meaning emotional. And quite frankly, it's very hard to understand things unless you're experiencing them. So, having said all that, before I continue, I wanted to remind you that down below is my email in case that you want to help me out by sending an Amazon gift card. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that one. I also have some books in Gumroad, and I have a PayPal account. And I have a list in the videos that I mentioned the Amazon wish list. So, now I'm going to talk to you about something. Okay. So anyway, okay. In other videos, I have told you before that hyperinflation or inflation period, not hyperinflation yet, just inflation. If you have inflation that is more than 10% a year or something like that, you might be in trouble. And the reason is because every time that there is inflation, it will affect cost for construction. And it will affect cost for maintenance of things. It will also affect cost of electricity and things related to electricity, as in cables and stuff like that, and transformers and substation repairs and cost of transportation for emergency repairs, because every time there is an emergency repair, you have to pay for the truck, the electricity, and everything for the company to go and get to that place, and then figure out what the hell, and then radios, and then batteries, and then a hell of a lot of things, and all of that will add up, and then that means that less maintenance is going to be made. That also means that the maintenance is going to be done by people that they have no idea what the hell they are doing, because if you have to hire somebody that has the experience, you will have to pay them more, and companies will have to cut costs whatever the hell they can do it. And one of the ways they will do this is that they will get rid of all the people that have experience, and then they will put people that are new, or they have no idea what the hell, or they are kind of experimenting with whatever the hell they are doing. And this is going to be costly in the long term, but at least right now they are not broke because of that. So this is going to create a hell of a lot of problems with electricity. If you're thinking that electricity is going to be problematic because of blackouts, yeah, you're right, but that's not the main point, because you having electricity and not having electricity, that's like like two different kinds of world, kind of like a black and a white. But you being in the middle, the gray part, oh my god, if you are in the gray part of electricity, that one is really, really, freaking really going to show you that even in hell there will be a freaking rainbow of colors and variants of the same thing, and you are going to be kind of like, what in the freaking world? Now, I'm going to tell you a real story, okay? I'm going to compare the problem with my friend, okay? Like I said, electricity will go different for different streets and different communities and different parts of the city and different parts of the country. So obviously, if I have a blackout in my block, doesn't necessarily mean that there is going to be a blackout in the community. If I have a blackout in the community, that doesn't mean that it's going to be in the whole city. If I have a blackout in the city, that doesn't mean that it's going to be the whole state. If I have a blackout in the state, that doesn't mean that it is in the whole country. So depending upon how big is the blackout, you might have bigger problems to worry about. However, if you have, other issues like the gray area, oh my god, then you are going to be kind of like, oh my god, you probably want to move. I swear, you probably really, if the gray area is going to be a major problem, like frequently in your house, yeah, it's kind of like living in a freaking psychiatric place. You are going to be, every time that something goes up, you're going to think that somebody's going to hit you, kill you, or whatever, and you don't know what the hell. Yeah, kind of like that. So let me explain this. And I do mean this one, is real. I have no idea how this happened. Again, I am not, a financial advisor. I am not an electrician. I am not, I'm just a freaking teacher, okay? And I can tell you right now that, in my community, we are very, very lucky. Like my particular street, oh hell, my particular street, everybody wants to move to my particular street. There are other streets that are kind of the same, but they all have different kinds of problems. But my street definitely has better, situation than everybody else's. So, several things will affect electricity. And it is not just you having, not having. Having, not having. Oh, hell no, it's not going to be like that. My friend's house, she lives in a community that it is about 20 minutes away from mine. So, not even near. It's like, I will actually have to take like 3 or 4 buses to try to get there. And it's very like far, okay? So, 20 minutes by car, it's kind of far. And she is in the city. Okay, so she's not in the countryside, she's in the city. So she has a house that has 2 floors, like mine. And here's a problem when she gets a problem with electricity. So, give me a second. So, my friend, she lives in the house that has 2 floors. And when she has a blackout, the lights go out, like everybody else, right? And then she has to literally pray. Like pray and meditate and pray some more because her electricity does not come back in the way that it should. You see, when there is a problem with electricity, you are supposed to get the electricity back on in 110. You see, it left at 110, you're supposed to get it at 110. Problem, you're not going to get the electricity at 110. So sometimes when she gets the electricity, and like I said, I have no idea why this happened. Don't ask me. I have no clue whatsoever. It's about cables and phases, and I have no idea what the hell the phase is, and you're not supposed to make the phase or the cables, and the charge is supposed to be 2 cables or whatever the hell. Point being that if the electricity comes back in, she can have electricity in the 2nd floor of her house. And when she goes down, she will not have electricity on the bottom part of her house. So basically, she's kind of like, I have my air conditioner on and everything is okay here. But in the same house, downstairs, if she's going to go and cook or do something in the kitchen, she's kind of like, yeah, not happening. Because she won't have power in the bottom part. And sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes she will have power in the bottom part of her house and not the top part. And apparently this is something to do with the way that they handle the cables or something. They do something with the cables, and so the distribution of electricity is going to be different. It's kind of like they have routes, and sometimes the electricity will go one route and not the other one. So it's insane. So she has to beg so that she has 2 cables or 2 phases or 2 whatever the hell. So sometimes it's not even that one. Sometimes it will be mixed. And when that one is mixed, oh my god, then she actually has to shut down the entire electricity in her house because this is like, my god, what the hell. Because the electricity at this particular moment, you know how you turn on your light and the light is supposed to be white and bright And, okay. Yeah, now the electricity will be, you will know that something is wrong immediately because the light bulb will turn kind of yellow. And you will notice the colors changing all over you. And the electricity is going to be kind of like, what the hell? So if you turn on the microwave will not heat. If you turn on an iron, the iron will not heat. If you turn on an electrical kitchen, the electrical kitchen just will be kind of like, yeah, it's going to be cold forever. Even though you put it in the hot thing, and then when the electricity comes back in, the whole thing will be kind of like, what the hell? So basically, think about it. I explained this in the third book that I wrote. I have 2 or 3 people looking at them so that I can publish it soon, meaning I will be able to make it available for everyone in the Gomorrah account. This is the third one, which is specific for power outages. So think about it as two cars. One is pulling the other one, like towing, like if you were stranded and you need to put a rope with another car to try to pull you together. So the electricity is 110. That means that the cars can work, meaning you can pull, no problem. However, think about it if you are now 50 and this one is 110. So it's kind of like you having a motorcycle trying to pull a truck. Yeah, not happening. So they will work, meaning you may be able to move the truck a little bit. If it is empty or whatever, you might be able to pull it. But the motorcycle will be kind of like, it will be kind of like you running a marathon. You will be out of breath, out of anything. And you are not going to be able to do the job. If the motorcycle, if you were doing this with another truck, you might be able to do it in 20 minutes. If you're doing it with a motorcycle, you will take about 3 hours, and you will not. And hell, for all I know, you might not be able to make it. So this situation is going to create problems with all the devices that you have. If they are plugged in and they are working, you will have a hell of a lot of problems with all the electronics. Now they are going to work, like I said, but they are going to be, how to put it? They will be kind of like overheating and melting inside very slowly because electricity is too low and too short to do major damage. However, it will do damage. And when this situation happens, basically, if you have your cell phone plugged in at the time, which by the way will happen, and it has happened to 1,000 people over the place, then basically the cell phone will go completely nuts, and then the screen will go kind of like that, and then it will say something like, because it's kind of like I said, you are using the motorcycle to try to pull a truck, and then you're using the same motorcycle to ride yourself, and then you're asking the motorcycle to run like if it was in a marathon or in a race. Yeah, that motorcycle, it's not that it's going to be damaged. It's just that it's going to wear down. And then there will be a point in which it will break. And the same thing will happen with everything. So at that point, you really need to, shut down everything and then leave only one light on, and then that's it, And you can't charge. If you're using computers or whatever and they are plugged in, yeah, they're going to overheat. Like really, really overheat. And, it's going to create several problems, okay? Now, when she has that problem, like I said, oh my God, she keeps calling and calling, and if she doesn't have battery in her cell phone, it's going to go crazy, because you need to call social media, you need to do a hell of a lot of things so that the people that did the electricity come back in again, and they try to fix it, because it's about connections with cables and stuff, and I have no idea what the hell. But the problem is, that this is not the other problem. The other problem is that the one that you buy surge protectors for, meaning you have surge protectors that, let's say that they are on your fridge. Now you suddenly realize that your fridge is not freezing, it's not making anything cold or whatever. It's because your fridge is working with the 50 instead of the 110. Now, the surge protector is not supposed to work, they are not meant to work for having electricity that is just one phase instead of the two or whatever. Now the electricity is 50 or 70 or 90. The device, the surge protectors will not fix, they will not protect very, very good against low kind of energy. Because basically you can work. Okay? You don't have a problem. Now, the problem is if you have a hell of a lot of electricity. Because if you have a hell of a lot of electricity, you will have higher temperature. You will also have very high sparks. You will also have a very high chance of melting wires and cables and making them explode. Like you have seen in the movies, like they have these sparkles that go boom and then like everywhere and things like that. Yeah, that is actually a play compared to what actually happens in real life. In real life, those sparkles, oh my god, those sparkles can light an entire freaking block. Okay? And they will make a firework, show look like a child play compared to this one. You have to see, oh my god, you have to see how these things, oh my god, when the electricity comes back in, and it is not 110, but it is 160. Yeah, okay, that happened about, I don't know, 4 months ago or something like that. It happened 3 blocks away from my house. So it was like 7 something p.m., right? And we didn't have electricity, but the electricity came back in. And as soon as the electricity came back in, we heard boom, 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 for the entire block. And we were kind of like, what the hell? Somebody used, my mom asked, what the hell, firecrackers right now? I mean, we were like, what in the world? I mean, what the hell? Because, we were looking everywhere and there was nothing. No, nothing. And then there was a house that actually, from that block, one house got on fire, catch fire because of this problem. And the whole thing that we heard was that somebody had a hell of a lot of light bulbs in all of the houses because they didn't turn them all off. And all of the light bulbs and whatever the hell that person had, on when this thing happened, it just blew up. Literally blew up, like, and that's it. I mean, it blew up. The light bulbs were, they were shattered in the ground. We have had that problem in our house. We have had at least so far I have counted five freaking light bulbs that we were in the kitchen and we were walking in the stairs and all of a sudden the light bulb goes boom, and then you're like, what the hell? Yeah, kind of like that. And it's because it will just blow up. And it's scary as hell, and it's not going to kill you, but the scare you're going to get, oh my god. It's like prank day all day, 24 hours a day, and you don't know what the hell to expect. And if it happens to your entire block, you can definitely expect a fire. In fact, my house, like I said in the other videos, I got a fire in my house because the freaking water heater got, I think it was like 140 or something. And then it made a spark. And the freaking spark landed in my dirty clothes laundry thing. And then, of course, from that point, yeah, bye-bye, bathroom. And it was kind of insane, and the whole situation with the fires because of this is going to go nuts. Now, all of this is how this problem is going to affect you. You. However, you are not taking into consideration several things that, oh my God, you are, honest to God, whatever the hell happens to you is going to look like a picnic compared to what happens to other things. So, let me explain this. So this one is you, going 160 or whatever, more than 10. So it's kind of like, problem with power outage, you have electricity, yes, no. It's going to be like that. Or you're going to say something like, yeah, kind of. If you have kind of electricity, yeah, now you have to be very careful and very worried about it. You are going to go through a hell of a lot of things, like exploding things or whatever, if you have the higher part. That's why you need a hell of a lot of surge protectors. The surge protectors will help you against that one. However, they will not help you so much against the other one. Now, this is a problem. If this is happening to you, and you're in a house that is supposed to be residential and stuff, Try to imagine that, the same problem, having 50 or having 150 in a factory, or in the supermarket, or in Walmart. Now, you might not be thinking about what the hell, but the thing is that these places, factories, and places like Walmart and others, they have a hell, and I do mean a hell of a lot of robots. Like in the checkouts. Those are machinery, those are robots. They are automatic things, whatever the hell they said, automatic thing. Yeah, that things work with electricity. Now, if there is a power outage, if you don't have electricity, the store may not be working. And that's fine. They just have to shut down, get the help, get everyone out of there, whatever, that's fine. But if the electricity comes back in and then the electricity is working like that, 50, yeah, that robot is going to go nuts, just like the cell phone. And I'm going to tell you right now that customers that, let's say that you have 20 customers. So you have 10 places that, there are checkouts. So you have one person in each checkout, and then you have somebody who is behind them. Yeah, what happens if the electricity is in, but the electricity all of a sudden is not 110, but 50? Because, by the way, this one will happen like that. This one doesn't have to go through a power outage. I mean, your electricity will be like normal right now. 1 second later, it will be 50. It doesn't need to be out and then in. Oh, hell no. It can just go from that to that. It will be a roller coaster, a spiral, or then it can just be flat, or then it can go down like hell. You can go crazy. And it doesn't have to tell you or anyone. And it can go like that without warning. So what do you think is going to happen to the robots if they are working with 50 instead of 110? They are going to go crazy, the robots. And these things are going to start not reading properly, not charging you what the right amount is. They, for all I know, they might not be working. So what do you think is going to happen to the 10 customers that are right there and they are trying to do what they did yesterday, but now they can't do it? So if there is only one person dealing with these 10, cashier things, whatever, yeah, that person is going to go nuts trying to figure out what the hell for the 10 person. And then the other 10 person are going to start getting pissed because the reason why they wanted to choose the checkout is because they can do this fast. They are in a hurry. They have no time for you to figure out what the hell happened to the freaking robots. And at this point, you will need to reboot the systems. If you reboot the systems but the electricity is 50 instead of 110, what do you think is going to happen with the machinery if you are rebooting the system, which requires, a hell of a lot of power? If you have no power, it will be kind of like you being in the motorcycle pushing the freaking truck. Those things are going to be damaged. And then you're going to need to call someone. But guess what? You're not the only one who has that problem. So let's say that there is company A who dealing with all of these robots. So company A is going to be having phone calls from your company, other companies. So all of a sudden they have 50 customers on the line complaining and screaming the hell out of them because they have no idea why the hell this is happening. And then, of course, this is going to be like day one, okay? In day one, if something like this were to happen, yeah, day one is going to be like that. Most people are going to be kind of, pissed and calling everybody. Nobody will know what to do. And then they're going to call someone. But meanwhile, all of these people that are inside the Walmart thing or whatever, they are going to have to go through the cashier, which means that either they will take whatever the hell they have in their pockets and they will leave. Because it's like, what the hell? I'm not going to go back. And some people will just leave some things and then, they will leave. Other people will just, like I said, start shoplifting. When you have power outage, and let's say that you are inside Walmart and now everything is completely dark because power is out without warning. So if the power is out without warning and you have pitch black, what do you think is going to happen with people that are starving, and now they're in the supermarket and stuff, and they have purses with them and whatever. Yeah, they're going to take whatever the hell they can, and then they're leaving. Because you're pushing them out, by the way. So basically, shoplifting is going to break that company entirely within 1 week. I'm not joking. This is why supermarkets will install security cameras and a hell of a lot of things and whatever, but the point is that security cameras and all of those things will work with the freaking generator. And if you don't have the generator connected and stuff like that, and they will still have, to be disconnected for 1 second while you connect the generator or whatever, that 1 second in which you have everything complete black, yeah, that is enough for everybody to just put a hell of a lot of things in purses and stuff, and then, that's it, you're done. You will get your entire store, not looted or in a riot or something like that, but you will be empty of merchandise, and then you will not know how to handle that. And then on top of that, they're putting more pressure on your employees. And then on top of that, people are getting anxious. And now you have an even bigger problem. Let's say that the electricity doesn't come in 50, but it actually comes in 160. If the electricity is like that, the robot has, like I have been telling you in several videos, they have electronics. Now, there is a difference between a blender that you can just press a button that will go because it's a mechanical thing, rather than one that actually has to do thinking and reading and stuff like that, because that one actually requires electronics. If the electronics have a power that is too high or too low or whatever, that electronic is going to fry. And that's it, you're done. That's why, people will have no TVs, no fridge, no microwave, no nothing, no kettles, no rice cookers, no electrical kitchen, no, oh my God, no, a hell of a lot of things, especially, but my God, very, very, very especially, electronics. And at this point, lawyers are going to have a field day because companies will just void all warranties, period. From this moment forward, you are not getting warranties for any kind of device that you buy. It doesn't matter if it broke because somebody broke it, because it is missing a piece or whatever. The company will void all kind of warranties, because they will say the device is not working, but it's not our fault because the electronic part melts because there is a problem with the electricity. It's not our fault. Therefore, we are not covering any kind of damage. So therefore, it's going to be a lucky thing if you get a device that will work for you. And this is why you really need to watch the videos about certain things, because you need certain brands and certain spare parts and certain things, because otherwise you are going to be in that hell of not having a warranty and then having all of your electrical devices go into the trash because of that problem. And at this point, what the hell is a company supposed to do with all the robots? Now, a bigger problem. Let's say that you are in the US and the robots are being produced in the US. You might be able to get people that can help you, meaning you will have to pay extra for the company or whatever so that they can try to tell you how the hell to repair these things. But then you're going to have to find the spare parts. And finding a spare part for a robot is not going to be that easy because, other companies are going to be doing the exact same thing as you. Because it's not just your robot that got damaged. I can assure you that if this thing is in the whole country, it's happening the same thing, yeah, the whole country is going to have the same problem. And finding a spare part, yeah, good luck with that. This is why you will have even a higher and even higher inflation, because you will have a very, very high and even higher demand for spare parts and stuff like that, and it will go crazy. Now, how is this going to affect you, the consumer? Well, easy. You're going to be pissed. So the company really needs to produce things. So let's say that there is a power outage like this one, gray area kind of thing, in the company that produces meat. And then you have a hell of a lot of robots, doing the cut or the measurement or whatever. And now the whole thing stopped. And it has been 4 hours. What the hell are you going to do with all of the meat that you bought that you were supposed to process so that you could sell it? But now nobody's there for processing it because, there is no robots anymore. And not only that, but you bring in people to do that. One robot can do the job of 10. So now you will need to find, let's say that you had 10 robots, that means that you will need to find 100 people within 15 or 20 minutes so that they can do all that job. And the problem is, where the hell are they going to make it if there is no space? See? Because now, instead of having the space of 10 workers, you have the space for one robot. So you replace them with robots. So where the hell are you going to put the 10 workers that are supposed to be producing the same work? So basically, you just lost whatever supplies that you had are lost. And that means a disruption of production in absolutely everything. At this point, governments are going to try to meddle. They are going to, limit the sales per people, and they're going to do a hell of a lot of things. And I have told you all of that, but that is not your main concern. And then you're kind of like, what? Yeah, your main concern is like, at this point, I'm going to tell you right now, each hell you have this problem is going to affect 2 people. Each thing is going to affect 2. Each thing is going to affect 2. And each thing is going to affect 2. And this thing is going to affect 2. And each thing is going to affect 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And then that's why you're going to have a hell of a lot of holes in your freaking hell. And that's why you're going down, 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 down. For all I know, you can reach China from Venezuela if you keep digging that hard. Let me ask you this. If you're a factory and now you have to hire a hell of a lot of cashiers, by the way, the cashiers, they are people like you. And they are going to be dealing with half of their energy. Meaning, okay, you know how you have good mood because you slept very good and you were happy and your clothing fits and everything feels nice, and then you go to work and then you're up? Yeah, that's not happening anymore. So let me explain why. Because last night you went to work and you went to sleep, and all of a sudden there is no air conditioner, there is no power, there is no this, and the kids couldn't do the homework because there is a power outage or whatever, and you couldn't find gas, and you have to make a line to try to get propane, or there is no water, or there is no food, or the food is spoiled because the power outage lasted more than 12 hours, and things like that. And then you're dealing with all of the freaking things that every family will go through in a different kind of way. And then next day, at that, 4 in the morning, you have to wake up because now, before you used to wake up at 5. Now you have to wake up at 4 because, finding transportation is even harder. And because also you need to allocate more time so that you can try to get cash. So when you get to work, do you think that you are going to be smiling and singing and being kumbaya? Yeah. So you are dealing with half of your energy, if you're lucky. And then you're dealing with, let's say that before there were 20 customers that you were dealing with. The same cashier last year were dealing with 20 customers. Yeah, now those 20 customers were used to the idea of going to the checkup. So now it's not 20 customers, now it's going to be 40 customers. And out of 40 customers, 30 of them are going to be swearing and screaming the hell out of you, the cashiers. And if not, they are going to be swearing, and for all I know, they might be fisting and hitting the security guards. Because the security guard is going to be kind of like, what the hell do you have in your purse? I know that somebody stole something, so it must be you or whatever. And then, oh my God, you're going to go through hell every single time that there is a power outage near that thing, because the security guards know that some people will hide things in their purses, so they will have to try to figure out who has that thing, and some might not even bother depending upon whether they can prosecute you or not. And oh my God, it's going, like I said, lawyers are going to have field days all the time. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. No rest, for them. So anyway, now, what do you think is going to happen to the companies that now have to pay more money to the cashiers? Because, cashiers, there is no way in hell that a cashier is going to work for minimum wage, knowing that they have to deal with more and it is, more work. Oh, hell no. Now, cashiers, if teachers were, if everybody else was making $2, cashiers are usually making 5. I'm telling you right off the bat. Because cashiers and security guards are usually making 3 or 3.50. If everybody else is doing 2, they are doing 3.50. Security guards, but the cashiers, oh hell no, because here's the thing: cashiers, you need them because they're the ones that will deal with the customer. The cashiers, you need them because if they screw you over, then you won't have money, because they can steal the money, they can screw the transaction, they can do a hell of a lot of damage. So you need them to be very well trained, and you need them to be okay and happy and the best and whatever. And it's going to come up with a very high rotation kind of rate, because cashiers will quit on you every week, and it's going to be like a hell. So the cashiers are going to have all these things, the security guards are going to have all these things, and the companies will now have to pay more. Now the companies are dealing with lost the entire robot thing. Now they have to hire more people. They have to pay these people more money than before. And not only that, but you will have to deal with shoplifting. And not only that, but the power outage also means that you will have to buy generators and fuel and a hell of a lot of things. So basically you will have to invest money that you do not have. You might have to, borrow money from the bank or whatever. So what the hell do you think is going to happen to the entrepreneurs or the companies? Okay, so I'm going to try to explain what happened here. Labor in each company unionized. Because, everybody was kind of like, yeah, we want the union. The union will represent us, and then, because wages are unfair or whatever, blah, 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 blah. So basically, each company will have a union. Now, I can tell you right now that because of that, yeah, you are going to have your entire check garnished. I'm not freaking joking. This is real. 100% real. All teachers, doctors, nurses, paramedics, and firefighters were the first ones that had this problem. If you want to know what the hell that I mean, then I suggest that you watch Coffee Talk channel and the Prepper University channel. They are both run by this guy named David or something. Yeah, his name is David. I don't know his last name or whatever, but the point is that, he explains this in a way that you will get it. This means basically that because of this problem, companies will find a legal way to keep you working for them for free forever. You will be a slave. I'm not joking. I wish I was, but I am not. You will be a slave, especially if you signed contracts like teachers. You will now receive, let's say that you will receive $100. If you were working in the US, it'll be kind of like me saying, yeah, I'm paying you $100 for every class that you make, for every class that you give, that you teach, that you lecture, and that's it, So you're like, oh, $100, that's not bad. You're thinking this is going to be per week or whatever. And then they say to you, no, for the whole semester. So if you sign the whole thing, they're going to pay you $100 for the whole semester, meaning for half of the year. For 6 months of you teaching, they're giving you, $100. And this is going to go insane. So I'm going to make a second video to explain on other things, So check this out.